Okay, so let's start with 16.1. You only did the left, right? Okay, so we multiply in. Okay, now we look for like terms. Okay, so again, we're just going to multiply in. Look at the signs here. It becomes minus that and plus 1. So now we look for like terms. So it's minus 1x squared. Or you'll see that I only write minus x squared. That's the same thing, no? Right? Now we've got two brackets that we've got to multiply. So we've got to use FOIL. So 2x times x. Now remember that these middle two, they usually have to simplify. So minus 9x minus 5. Can I skip? You guys, it takes me long to write, so it should not take you that long to mark. Yeah. Hands up, we're still copying. Quick, quick, quick. Okay, anyone else? Okay, C. Okay, people, when we get this, you don't have to write it out like I'm doing now, but basically you've got to remember that these two brackets have to be multiplied with themselves twice. So then, after that, I'm going to use FOIL. Minus 4c. Okay, so I'm going to use FOIL. So 6a, ooh, just there, look. 6ab minus 8ac plus 3ab. Okay, now we've got to look for like terms. I've got AB and AB, and that gives me 9AB. And then AC. Sit reg, daar moet mos 2 AB's wees, ja. Hæ? Ek wou nou net sê. Kyk hier, hoekom het ek vir AB? Sorry, that must be... Goodness, 6a squared. Ja. Versie, want ergens weet ek maal hy nie uit nie. Right, any questions there? Can I skip? Number 3. Right, so people, we multiply in. So I'm going to get 12x minus 8x squared. Okay, now, obviously now we're going to look for like terms, but if you didn't write it in descending powers of x, it's not wrong. It's just we would prefer it that way. So I first want the minus 8x squared. Then you'll see that the 12x and the 14 or minus 14x is like terms, and that's going to give me minus 2x and then plus 21. Okay. So if yours was shuffled around, just make sure about the signs. Right, now this one, if I write it out, it actually is x minus 5 times x minus 5. Now, I had one or two of you coming to ask me, the first thing that we have to sort out is that. Okay, now, I can't just write that answer after the 7y. I have to stick to putting that answer in brackets because that reminds me that the 7y still needs to be multiplied into all of those. Okay, so I'm going to get x squared minus 5x minus 5x plus 25. Okay, so you could actually have skipped to this step, minus 10x plus 25. Yeah? Sema?
So everywhere was a plus, so then ma'am marked it right.
Yeah, but I didn't check what was written in the textbook. No, I assume you copied down correct from the textbook, so I check whether your calculations are correct.
So they are right.
Sorry. Yeah, but just next to that, write this one down. Because it's when the signs come in that it gets difficult. Okay, right. So now I can multiply in the 7y. So I'm going to get 7x squared y minus 70xy. No, not minus. Okay. Any questions there? I can actually fit one. Yes. Because 7y times minus 10x will become minus 70xy. Then you'll lose that mark. Okay, so I had a minus b times 3a plus 7b. Okay, so we're just going to multiply in. Plus. Nee, ek minus, sorry. There we go. Any questions? Can I skip? Yeah. Nee. Okay. Shh. Now you will see that they have PQ. So they are like terms. Okay, so 8 minus 4 gave me 4, sorry. Minus 16, so minus 20. It's B squared. Hoekom doen ek weer dit? Weet jy wat, nee? Moenie terwyl ek skryf so jy sê hom vooruit. I think that's what's confusing me. So moenie die antwoord sê nie asseblief. But I can't help listening to what she's saying and right, so 8p squared, those middle two are like terms, so that's going to be minus 20pq and then plus 8q squared. Okay, number 4. Okay, so that one I'm going to write out twice. So 2x plus 4 and 2x plus 4. Now we do FOIL with the middle ones. Right, if you want, you could have multiplied in immediately, but I'm just simplifying inside that bracket. There we go. See, I'm going to have to do on the next page. That's a bit of a longer one. So can I skip? Just to save time, I'm going to skip to writing it out already. Okay, so now we've got to do FOIL. Okay, now people, the next part is important. I am going to do FOIL there, but keep your answer in brackets because that minus still has to be multiplied in, okay? Yeah? I hope you guys can see that. It's a y squared underneath, no? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is that first part, 12xy plus 12xy. I'm going to simplify that already and say 24. Okay, now I multiply in the negative, so minus x squared. And before I multiply in there, xy plus xy will become 2xy. No? Now that multiplied with a negative, so I'm going to get minus 2xy. Have a look. Xy plus xy will become 2xy. Do you guys understand that? Okay, now let's multiply in the negative, so it will become minus 2xy. Minus xy minus xy. Yeah, same thing. Okay, now I'm going to look for like terms. So 9x squared minus x squared will give me 8x squared. Then the 24xy minus 2xy will give me 22. And then 16y squared minus y squared will give me 15y squared. Any questions there? Yeah. That's fine. As long as they're both positive, sorry. There was another question, or was that the question as well? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you could have put the 15y squared in front. Yeah. Yeah. See, in matric, even if you wrote it like this, they won't necessarily make it wrong. We do it so that we can see like terms easier. And know which. Yeah. Okay, so 3x times that bracket squared. So that bracket I'm going to write out twice. No? Sorry? Number 4. 4e. Okay, so the 3x is going to stay. I'm first going to do FOIL, but that answer must stay in brackets. So I'm going to get... Right, people, you could, if you feel comfortable with it, skip to this. When we mark your work, we are going to give you your first mark here. So if you want, you can go from there to here. Okay? Yeah?
I said 25x squared
Minus 20x plus 4. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply in. Okay. I'm going to say, or if you wrote it in descending powers of x, you would have had 75x to the power 3 minus 60x to the power of 2 plus 12x. Yeah. Mm. That's fine. So you just had more here and then you simplified. Same thing. Yeah. It's good. Right. Can I skip? No one's still copying. Okay. So the 2 stays. So I'm going to have x squared. And then, laat ek dit maar skryf. Plus x minus x minus 1. Can we do that when the recording is off? Here we go. Right, so any questions at 16.1? Okay, yeah. There we go.
Okay. And then, never mind. That's fine. And can you go back to the next one?
There we go. Right, anyone still copying? Okay, then You guys also had exercise 16.1. Again, just the left-hand side, so 16.2, sorry. So over here we had okay. So the first thing that I see is I've got to do these two and those two, right? Because according to BODMAS, multiplication is more important. So y to the power 3 times y to the power 3. When we multiply and base is the same, I'm going to add exponents, so that will become y to the power 6. Then y to the power 2 times y to the power 4. Again, base is the same and we're multiplying. So I'm going to add exponents, so that will also be y to the power of 6. Now that is like terms. So I will eventually have 2y to the power of 6. At C, 16 to the power of n divided by 2 to the power of n. Okay. Now, there are multiple ways of getting to the same answer. I'm assuming you guys did the following: 16 to the power of n divided by 2 to the power of n. And now because my exponent is the same for both, I could have said that is 16 over 2 to the power of n. And if I simplify that 16 over 2, it's going to give me 8 to the power of n. Yeah. No, you're not multiplying the exponents. The rule says when base is the same and we multiply, we add exponents. Great. Right, so at C, you could also have said, let's change that 16, and that will then be 16 is the same as 2 to the power of 4. Okay, and then you'll see base is the same and we're dividing, so it means base will stay that, and now I'm going to subtract exponents, and that is 2 to the power of 3n. And have a look, what's 8? 8 is 2 to the power of 3. So what we have here and what we have there is exactly the same thing. Okay? So it doesn't matter which one. Is there any other method that someone maybe used? Right, can I skip? Okay. Remember, we have done the chapter about exponents, so then I assume it's already there. I don't go through it again, no? Right, 3 to the power of 2x divided by 9 to the power of x times 9 to the power of 0. Okay, right, so first things first. That 9, I'm going to say, is 3 to the power of 2, so it will also become 2x. No, you guys agree? And 9 to the power of 0 is 1. Remember, anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so basically it's just 3 to the power of 2x divided by 3 to the power of 2x. And that will give me 1. Because that's the same as this. When we've got the same thing at the top and the bottom, it's equal to 1. No. Right, 2a. Any questions, people? That's fine. So you add 9 to the power of x divided by 9 to the power of, same thing. Yeah. Okay, so over here, the 2a to the power of 3 and 3a to the power of minus 3 times 4, and then a to the power of 0 is still just 1. So can you see why I now only write 4? You guys good? Okay, so now let's multiply. Let's look at the numbers. 2 times 3 times 4 gives me 24. And then a to the power 3 times a to the power minus 3. When base is the same and we multiply, what do we do with exponents? Add. So 3 plus minus 3 will give me 0. So it's actually a to the power of 0. No. And a to the power of 0 is 1. So my final answer will just be 24. You guys good? Can I skip? That's fine. Anyone still copying? Okay, C. Okay, now that 0,04 is the same as 4 over how much? 100. Yeah? Right? Now square root of 4 will be 2. Square root of 100 will be 10. Square root of a to the power of 4 will be a to the power of 2. And square root of b to the power of 2 will just be b. Now that is the same as 1 over 5 a squared b, or if you stuck to decimals, 0,2 a squared b. Okay? Yes. You stopped at 2 over 10. That's still fine. Okay, E. All right, so 3 to the power 3, a to the power 3, b to the power of 6, because I've got to say 2 times that 3, minus. I'm going to simplify. Can I skip directly to this being 27?
Yes, that's what I did when I just put 27.
Okay, so minus 4 times 6. A times a squared gives me a to the power 3. B times b to the power 5 gives me b to the power of 6. And now you will see that they are like terms. They both have a to the power 3, b to the power of 6. So 27 minus 24 will give me 3, a to the power 3, b to the power of 6. Any questions? Okay. Can I skip? Yeah. Right. Now, square root of x squared, that will just become x. And over here, square root of x to the power of 4 will just be x to the power of 2. And that multiplied gives me x to the power of 3. Okay, now, square root of 3a squared, the square root and the square will cancel each other out, right? So what will be left there? Only the 3a. But I can't write it like this because then it looks like 23a. So keep the brackets around it to remind you that you still got to multiply in that 2. Then, same thing here. Square root of 2a squared, the square root and the square will cancel each other out. So I'm just going to have 2a there. Now 2 times 3a gives me 6a plus 8a. They are like terms, so I'm going to have 14a. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah? Shh. You probably get a mark here and there, and so 3, minimum 3. If you skipped to the third one, then I'd give you an implied mark. So it's fine. Yeah.
The following learners must meet Mr. Oliphant in the sports office during first break. Siba Mbongo, Sipe Malope, Malika Uppel en Tanya Moses. Die volgende leerders moet asseblief naar die algemene kantoor.
Just have a look, you had to add first.
Matthew Wilton, Mia